Hello, everyone. It is Miss Barker here, and we are continuing on talking about Noodletools. More specifically, how to create citations in Noodletools. So we are looking at our demo project here. We know that we're using Chicago style citation. It's at an advanced level, which all high schoolers should be at. And I can also see that I've shared it with the library demo page. I could make some additional option changes here, but I'm not going to. What I'm going to do is actually click on project title. So once I click on demo, it is going to bring me to the demo dash page. So here again, I could make some changes, but what my main focus is today is sources. So I'm going to click on the source tab at the top here. Now, there are two ways to actually get citations from databases that we have into Noodletools that I'm going to show you. So the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to bring you to the databases by subject page. And so on the databases by subject page, I have a lot of options here. But what I'm going to be focusing on is opposing viewpoints in context, which is a Gale database. So I am going to look at opposing viewpoints. And what I'm going to be looking at today is net neutrality, actually. So with net neutrality, I am going to be looking at a future viewpoint. Who loses in the war against net neutrality? Now, at this point in time, I am going to click on citation tools, which should be the regular thing that we do. So the regular thing that we do is we're going to go to Chicago and we're going to copy and paste this. And I would usually go to a Google Slides or I'd go to Google Doc and I'd paste this in. But what I actually am going to do is I'm going to go to the export and I'm going to select and I'm going to click on Noodletools and I'm going to say export to Noodletools. And it is going to bring me up to a page about my import. So I have my citation here. There are no errors. So I'm going to say, this looks good. There's no errors. I'm going to click on project demo and I'm going to click on import reference. It's now going to tell me that I have one reference successfully exported. I'm going to close this tab and I'm actually going to go to Noodletools and refresh. Now, all Gale databases have that option to export, and there are a few other databases that we have access to that are also able to export, but not all of them are able to do this. So here you can see it was from a book collection anthology. It has the citation here, which is perfect. It shows me when it was created. I can now make a comment on this or a question to my teacher, and I can also add a tag saying if it's primary, secondary, or tertiary. I can additionally make some edit options here, but I'm not going to. So I'm okay with the citation right now. So now I'm actually going to go to a different database that doesn't have that export import option, which is Britannica. So in Britannica, I'm going to be looking for something on net neutrality as well. And for net neutrality, they don't have anything, but they have something close, which they're talking about internet service providers, when ISPs are very important in the discussion for net neutrality. So for Britannica, I'm actually going to click on Cite. And very similar, like I said previously, to other options, I would just copy and paste this into a Google Slide or a Google Doc. What I'm going to do now is I'm actually going to go to my Noodletools page and I'm going to say create a new citation. So this is actually from a database. So it's from an encyclopedia, but it's from a database. And it doesn't have anywhere listed encyclopedia, but what it does have is reference source. So I'm going to click on reference source. At this point in time, if I didn't have all of this information and if I didn't have the citation already created, I would actually start importing and I would start not importing, but I'd start putting in the things here. But what I can do instead is I can say copy and paste a citation because they've already created something. So it says do not assume the citation is correct, which I absolutely agree with. It says make sure the italicized are there and also make sure everything is capitalized how it should be. And I know that Britannica does a great job with citations, so I know that everything is correct here. If I had a publication date, I actually would need to put it in here because that's going to help with my bibliography. And if I didn't have a URL, I would need to put it in here as well. But everything is looking good, and I do want to include this source in my final bibliography, so I'm going to say save. So now I have two different sources from two different databases, and I have it with two different ways that I've done this. So now for the next video, we're going to be talking about how we can start creating note cards based off of those sources. If you have any questions about this process, you can just stop by the library and ask for me, or you can send me an email at allisonbarker@oldrochester.org. Have a great day.